Hello everybody, PsyStarcraft here with another Heart of the Swarm commentary. It's a Zerg versus Terran. It's been a while since I had a Zerg versus Terran, and my opponent is too fat, pain. And so I'm like, fat ass? Just going back to my roots when I used to start out with tons of psychological warfare. I think that's the reason my performance has declined, is because I don't use as much psychological warfare. And as you can see, my opponent already has no response to this, so it basically gives me a mineral advantage in the beginning of the game. I'm not really sure how, but it does, and I just have to note that I am naked right now. I just came out of the shower. Well, I have underwear on, actually. I don't want to sit my dirty naked ass on the chair, or rather my clean ass on my dirty chair. Although it is leather, I got a new chair lately, and it's leather, and it's very, very comfy. Is the sound on? Yes, it is. So I'm pretty happy about that, but you can still picture me naked if you want to. Overlord's going to be scouting this natural, of course. I always think that this is the natural for some reason on Akalon Waste, but it's not. But still, my opponent hasn't said anything. In ZvT, you typically want to 15 hatch, and ZvT is a very difficult matchup. If you guys looked at David Kim, fuck David Kim. If you looked at his balance suggestions, one of them was what were they? Muta versus Muta. They want to increase Spore Crawler damage again. Basically, they're ignoring all the advice about making Hydras useful. I mean, they're good against HotS now that Vipers exist, but they're still not that great against Terran or Zerg from what I've seen. So I think they're really overbuffing Spores against Bio. It's like making one unit specifically good against the only other unit in the game is just stupid. It doesn't make much sense to me. Another one of the changes was the Hellbats. I think they mentioned it might be changed. I don't even know. Stefano actually had a tweet recently, and he doesn't tweet about balance that often, that Hellbats are just too good for how much they cost, so wouldn't be surprised to see a Hellbat change. I'm not sure, I don't keep up with all the tournaments and results and stuff like that, but I don't know if Terran, TOS, or Zerg are dominating all the Korean tournaments, but I feel like Terran should be. Although, the Viper, I was wrong about the Viper, man, I'll admit it. I remember I had a Facebook post a while back where I said the Viper's kind of useless, but when you hit the timings right and you get Vipers out when Colossi come out and you have Cloud for mech, although Terran shouldn't be going mech because they don't really need to. They can get some Hellbats, but that's about it. Then it's actually a pretty good unit, so I stand corrected about the Viper. It's very cute, too. It's got that long tendril, and man, I mean, you know that tendril can be used to abduct things, but oh man, you don't know what else it can be used for, trust me. So he's getting a Marine. He's getting a couple gases, and I think these gases are actually really early. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know Terran timings that well, because I rarely ever scout with a drone, but it's okay. And in this game, we are going to be seeing a specific build from me. It's not going to be my normal build. It's going to be something a little bit different. I did get scouted. He saw I was mining gas, but really as a Terran, you want to see if they mine past that 240 mark, because of course after 100 they're going to be starting Zergling speed, and if they stay on that, there's probably going to be some other goofery happening. So the SCV has dropped. Pain, building a bunker out of his front, pretty standard play right now. Going to try to fill that with 4 Marines, and still really heavy on the gas. He's only got 5 Harvesters and 7 Harvesters. Of course, he does have mules, though, so that more than makes up for his lack in minerals. As you can see here, we're about tied, whereas where he's getting 2 gases, I'm only getting 1. And, yeah, he's got mules. Mules are a good unit. So speed is on the way. Second gas for myself is on the way. Got to keep up those injects. Look at that, perfect injects. Still 0 energy. There's really no excuse in the early game to not keep up on your injects. There's just so little that you need to be doing that if you cannot keep up on your injects, you're actually missing out on a lot of potential to grow as a player. It's really one thing you should focus on in the early game, in any leagues, really. And we see a Roach Warren on the way. Now, you guys remember my timing? I had ZvZ, where I realized that my Roach Warren just didn't have enough gas to really be super effective, Pokemon style. Well, I'm trying to learn from that, and I'm actually going to be all-inning this Terran player, Speedling Roach all-in. Now, when you do this, you want to have plenty of Overlords, so we see 3 Overlords on the way. And I'm not yet getting gas because I realize my gas is high enough to fund all the roaches I'll need with this amount of minerals. But once my gas starts getting a little bit scarce, I'm going to be putting a couple drones onto the guys, and you're going to be seeing that pretty soon. But 8 roaches on the way, and see, now you can see just 3 guys on gas isn't keeping up with my minerals, so I am going to add 1 more. So I've got 2 on each right now, and that should help out a little bit. I'm still trying to test it out more, but the way you want to do this push is ideally it doesn't get scouted, and you want to churn out as many roaches as you can early, and then when you make your attack and you know more roaches won't get there in time, you want to start making speedlings, because speedlings will get across the map very fast. You've got your roaches going in first to kill the Hellions off, and it's pretty effective, even if they do have lots of Hellions or Hellbats or whatever they choose to go. So, as we can see here, Pain just putting up one bunker. He does not suspect this is coming. He can see my links just hanging out, but he has no scouting. He has no Hellions being sent out. He has no idea what's going on. He's not even using a scan to see what the heck is going on. Finally, 4 Hellions out on the field. He's going to be scouting these units, and now he's going to want to bring the SCVs. He saw the roaches. He needs to be bringing the SCVs to repair the bunker, but he's not doing that at all. 8 roaches approaching, and if you look at the minimap, more units just streaming to fight. I don't want my Lings to get in there and get burned up by the Hellions until the bunker is down. In go my Lings. I should try to focus fire these Hellions, but at this point, I realize Hellions can't do a lot of damage to my roaches, so I just want to kill the SCVs. More Lings and more roaches being rallied, and you can see the gas is still a little bit low, so 4 Harvesters on gas, maybe not enough. Forcing him to run into his main, trying to save those Hellions. Does he have Hellbats? No, he doesn't. He's trying to get some Marauders, but he doesn't even have any production facilities. He's playing extremely greedy. Fast natural and a fast third command center as well. So he didn't do any scouting at all, and he's just playing blind macro style Terran. 2 production facilities 9 minutes into the game. Not so great. If you're going to use this kind of strategy, you've really got to scout. That Marauder is going to come out, and I'm going to easily take that down with my roaches. It was really the only threat to my roaches. Now he's losing so many SCVs. The Harvester's loss is 24. The count is 34 to 15, and as you can see behind this, I am going to be droning. I realize either this attack's going to kill him, or it's not, and additional units probably wouldn't help too much, and I'm just going to drone behind it. It's pretty much a guaranteed win anyway. A couple Widow Mines did come out, but they just weren't soon enough, and even so, if they were sooner, I don't think it would have mattered a whole lot. If we check out Harvesters, it's now 41 to 2. 6 more drones on the way, getting my last 2 geysers, as well as my lair, and the units have stopped rallying, even spreading creep while all this is happening. And finally, he, keep all inning and remain mid-master forever, you horrible faggot. Well, that wasn't very called for. So I think this is kind of a direct response to my fat ass comments, but I didn't jail have fun him, so I guess I kind of forgot about that part. But his name was too fat, so I mean, if I call him a fat ass, I feel like it's just like a funny comment. But anyway, that's Ling Roach, and that's what happens when you play against greedy Terrans who think that the game is all about blind macroing. Because if you watch the GSL or any tournament, really, it's not. So you remain mid-master, you piece of butthead.